Sometimes a man doesn't break because of one big moment. He breaks because of 1,000 tiny ones he never slowed down long enough to notice. And that's the part nobody teaches us. That the real damage happens quietly, in the pauses we skip, in the thoughts we avoid, in the pressure we pretend we don't feel. Here's a truth most men don't want to admit. Your life starts to fall apart the moment you stop hearing yourself think. Sit with that for a second. Because every time you react without pause, every time you let someone else's noise drag you off center, every time you reach for distraction instead of direction, you hand your life over piece by piece. Let's pull it back. Let's step into 5 principles that build a quieter, stronger kind of man. 1. Control the first surge. There's a moment, a tiny flicker, where your body reacts before your mind even wakes up. And most men spend their whole lives being controlled by that flicker without realizing it. You know that moment when someone says something disrespectful and your chest tightens before you can even form a thought. That tiny spike, anger, embarrassment, defensiveness, that's where most men lose themselves. Here's the thing, the first surge isn't the problem. What you do after it is. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You don't have to turn this into something, it doesn't have to upset you." He wasn't telling you to be numb. He was telling you not to kneel to the impulse. Picture this, you get a message that annoys you. Most men fire back, or they stew, or they vent to someone else. A Stoic man does something different. He gives himself a beat, a literal breath. Not 3 minutes, 1 breath. That pause is the difference between a man who's driven and a man who's dragged. Before you reply, before you react, before you tense up, pause long enough to choose your next move. The man who owns the first second of emotion owns the whole outcome. 2. Take responsibility all the way in. Every man hits a point where he looks around and thinks, why does everything feel heavier than it should? Most of that weight comes from unclaimed responsibility sitting quietly in the corners of your life. Let's talk about a tough one. That sinking feeling when something goes wrong and in the back of your mind you're already searching for someone or something to blame. Work, your parents, your partner, your past. It's human, but it keeps you small. Epictetus kept it simple. If it's your concern, it's your responsibility. Modern translation? If it touches your life, you have power over part of it. Maybe not all, but part. Let's say you're exhausted because work is chaotic. You can't control the chaos, but you can control when you check your phone, how you start your morning, how you speak to yourself under pressure. Or maybe you feel stuck, not sure where your life is going. You don't have to fix everything today. Just take responsibility for the next small step. One honest action that belongs to you. And yes, sometimes taking responsibility means admitting you've avoided it. It stings. Then it frees you. Ask yourself one question. What part of this is mine to own? Then actually own it. A man becomes powerful the moment he stops waiting for someone else to fix his life. 3rd, restraint is strength in disguise. It takes almost no strength to explode. Any frustrated man can raise his voice. But holding yourself steady when everything around you is shaking, that's a skill very few ever develop. Most people think strength looks loud, assertive, dominate the room energy. But the strongest men I've ever known had something else, restraint, a quiet ability to hold their ground without needing the last word. Here's what this really means. You don't have to chase every argument. You don't have to correct every misunderstanding. You don't need to respond to every shot someone takes at your character. Seneca called anger temporary madness, and he wasn't joking. When you argue from emotion, you become predictable, and predictable men are easy to manipulate. Let me give you something practical. Next time someone tries to drag you into drama, a coworker, a friend, even a partner, don't match their energy. Lower yours. Speak slower. Simplify your words. Not to be passive, to stay in control. Restraint isn't silence, it's direction. It's choosing where your energy actually matters. Before you step into any conflict, ask, what outcome do I want? Lead with that, not with ego. A man who can stay calm under fire becomes someone others trust, even enemies. 4. Perspective is your hidden weapon. Most men live with their mind pressed against the problem, too close to breathe, too close to think, too close to see the full picture. And when you're that close, everything feels bigger than it really is. There are days when everything feels heavier than it should. You start worrying about the future, feeling behind, comparing yourself to people who seem to have it easier, faster, better. Your mind zooms in too close, and suddenly your whole life feels wrong. Here's the thing. Most problems shrink the moment you step back and look again. Marcus Aurelius used to remind himself to take the view from above, not to escape life, but to see it without distortion. Try this. The next time anxiety hits, imagine zooming out. You're watching your life from 100 feet up. You see the whole street, the whole week, the whole year. That argument? A flicker. That embarrassment? A footnote. That fear? Smaller than you felt 5 minutes ago. Perspective doesn't erase problems. It right-sizes them. And when a problem becomes the right size, you become the right size in response. Calm, focused, capable. Whenever something feels overwhelming, say to yourself, I'm too close, step back. Then literally sit back in your chair. Create physical distance to create mental distance. Most storms only feel fatal because your face is pressed against the glass. 5. Guard your inner peace like territory. Your peace is the most expensive thing you own, and yet it's usually the first thing you give away for free. One careless notification, one pointless argument, one person who knows exactly which button to push. Let's talk about the quiet center inside every man, that place you feel when you wake up early and the world hasn't touched you yet. That calm before the day gets loud. Most men surrender that calm without noticing. They open their phone, scroll, react, absorb other people's lives before they've even checked in with their own. Inner peace isn't luxury, it's infrastructure. It's the base that everything else stands on. Your discipline, your focus, your ability to stay composed. Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. Freedom isn't out there. It starts with the space in your own chest. Guard it. How? By choosing what you let in. By choosing who you explain yourself to. By choosing how much attention you spend on problems that aren't actually yours. Think of inner peace like a gate. Not everyone gets through. Not everything gets your reaction. Start your mornings without noise. No phone for the first 15 minutes. Just you, your breath, and one clear intention for the day. A man with a calm center can walk through hell and still look whole. Strength isn't built in big heroic moments. It's built in the quiet ones. The ones nobody sees, where you choose clarity over chaos and direction over impulse. Here's the question I want to leave you with. If you stripped away the noise, the pressure, the reactions, what kind of man would you be underneath? Not the masks, not the defenses, not the version of you that's always bracing for something. The real one, the grounded one, the one who doesn't need to be loud to be strong. That man is still there. He's been waiting for space to speak again. And maybe today, you heard him a little more clearly. If this helped you find a little more calm today, leave a thought below. We're all learning to stay steady in a loud world.